everyone, Anastasia with you, Fincasa Investment Advisor, and I'm happy to pronunciate that today with me on this call, on this interview session, Professor Hans Baer, scientist, surgeon, entrepreneur, and founder of Baer Med. Hello, Mr. Hans, how are you?
Fine, thank you very much, Anastasia. I'm very fine.
Good to hear from you, and happy that you're accommodating this call. Can you please share more about your background? So you are a surgeon, you executed more than 15,000 surgeries. You publishing and executing surgical articles and ethical papers. So can you please share more about your background, your expertise in healthcare field?
Well, in fact, I'm a hepatobiliary surgeon. I was always concerned with operations for the liver, the bile ducts, and the pancreas. And with this, I had the opportunity to study and to be educated by very famous professors. So I had the opportunity to work on the top league for liver resections. And I was in the University of Bern. Later, I went to Zurich in a private hospital group called Heers Landen, where I have my own practice. And from there, I have seen patients we would have liked to operate, but it was no longer possible because they had liver cirrhosis, which is a very difficult disease to treat. And from there, I was looking for something, just anything, that we could help these patients. So through my wife, who is from Indonesia, I found friends there. And Tarumanagara University gave me the opportunity to open a laboratory specialized in cell matrix technology. And with this, we developed an implant where we implant liver cells from the patient's own body. And these liver cells on the scaffolds are re-implanted into the abdominal cavity. Now, there are many new developments in this field of tissue engineering. There's a lot of work being done, very exciting work. The problem always is the scientists are in the laboratory. They can make liver cells out of skin. They can make liver cells out of blood. They can implant stem cells and so on. But as soon as it comes to the investment for a phase 1 or 2 study, the money mostly is lacking, so that these developments are not being put into the daily life for clinical results. So with our project, we are a bit more advanced. We have already a phase 1 study. Phase 1 study, as you know, just shows you whether the feasibility is given. Can you do it? Is the lab good enough? Is the hospital you're working with good enough? This we have proven, and now we are in a phase 2 study that should show the efficacy. Is your method really working, and can you compare it to something else? Now, of course, to compare a liver cell implant with a liver transplantation, the only real cure for this disease, is impossible. So we implant these devices and compare it to patients with no device to see whether we get the difference. We are a bit blocked now in the case of Corona, because the coronavirus, also in Indonesia, struck. The hospital had to prepare the ICU, the beds, so that they could accommodate patients affected by the virus. Therefore, we had to interrupt the study. We have amended it. We have made an improvement in that protocol. And the laboratory is now being used in collaboration with the University Tarumanagara to test coronavirus patients for the virus, so that we are now not doing basic research, but we're giving something back to the people of Indonesia who have accommodated us with great charm and a lot of work with our project.
So basically a life situation, life case, bring you all the in a sequence to the collaboration with the Indonesian hospital, with an Indonesian university, and you was accommodating your laboratory itself.
Yes.
That means that you are dedicated as well to the subject. And so just from your speech that during Corona itself, your study getting a bit at the side because you need to elevate and impact so to treat coronavirus or to treat, I mean, to test population, right?
That's correct, yes.
So basically, again, like everywhere, as you mentioned, scientists, they're in laboratories, they are studying, they're doing research. And of course, healthcare industry is always in need to develop, in need to elevate with the new technologies, with new researchers. And of course, it's all needs some financial support. So we are very happy to have you at our Fincasa Summit that's happening day after tomorrow on Wednesday. And it's an online event because we diversing due to pandemic, and we gathering together under one umbrella at online summit, investors, family funds, family offices, angel networks, the people who is looking for new projects to add to their portfolio, for people who would like to invest in healthcare due to this current situation, due to different situation, because everyone have maybe some also sequence which they're particularly looking in one industry or in one case to elevate. So I would like to know your provision as an expert, as you yourself a founder of BERMED, and you see the challenge that been affected with Corona. How do you think and how do you provision such an online event for a startup, for your project, for experts to get together on board with potential investors and to be funded? So basically business might be happening just online and the work can be still done.
Well, I'm very glad and I'm very enthusiastic about this event because you mix scientists with investors on a very high level, very interesting subjects that you cover. And I can only hope that the investors are not only looking to projects where they know today I give X and tomorrow I have double X, but that they support startup companies with bright ideas, even though, as we know, this is sometimes a bit dangerous because you never know where these companies are going to and whether they will have success. But as our project, there are many projects in the world who are now not only in the bench, but already advanced to clinical trials. And these very interesting developments in many fields of tissue engineering, they really warrant support. And whether they are business angels, whether they are companies, I'm certain that we can not only demonstrate our product, but we have an entire network in Indonesia with hospitals for the clinical trial, with the basic laboratory that we run, myself, I run it, and with people who are willing to enter the studies. Now, you may feel Indonesia is not the place to do research on a very high level. This, in fact, is not true. This country has developed tremendously, and if I look at the ethical requirements for a study, they are as high as it is in the United States.
Yes, that's very great inputs, and I believe also not necessarily geographical location. It's again about the ideology of, for example, your startup, BERMED, you yourself, your experienced team in title as you as a company anchor. And I believe really in positive outcome of the summit as we preparing and trying to get really on board investors who will be interested to invest, not to double, to dedicate their project as to make impact in a life, in a world that's also like now a subject which is running all the way, that's not necessarily only about business, that it's about a trend to make impact. So it's also outcome of the timing to make a business collaboration that is also possible to make online and to make things work even through the online summit, and to make an impact on healthcare, on IT, and on technology itself that is, of course, in trend right away. So Professor Hans, once again, thank you so much to accommodate this call. We are very happy to have you with us at this summit. and we will see you there on Wednesday.
Thank you very much. For me, there is no problem that it is virtual, because when I talk to my staff and my friends in Indonesia, it's always through something video conference, and this is no problem. I'm only there 3 times in the year, and all the rest is virtual. So I'm looking really forward to your conference. Thank you so much for the invitation.